This playthrough is rated T for teen. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare here with another First Impressions, and this time it's Sega's Valkyria Chronicles number 4. Oh man, it's been a while since I played this series. I played the first one so many years ago when it first came out. I think it was like 2011 or something like that. I thought it was a really good game, like a combination of real-time strategy with turn-based combat. It was well, when we get to it, we'll figure it out, but really good game. The first one was about like a teacher who got wrapped up and got enlisted in the war because his country was being invaded. This game is kind of like well, I guess I could go over after the game starts. I don't want to spend too long on the menu here, but I'll talk about the game as we play. But let's see how this game starts out first, and then I'll kind of go into details when we get to that point. Let's see. Well, always gotta go with normal, whatever the game was intended.
The day our hometown burned, that was the day we enlisted. At last, we had something to believe in, something worth fighting for. None of us yet knew. We couldn't foresee what this war would cost us. It was a battlefield, but it was where we grew up. Wind out of the northeast, clear skies, and nap time's over. Come on, Raz.
I wasn't napping, just resting my eyes. You gotta relax, man. You are way too freaking tense. Your hands are shaking. So sack up, Commander. It's about time we get ready to roll out. Let's show those imps what's coming to them.
Yeah. A shift in the wind. There.
Huh? You getting those wind whispers again? Imperials incoming! All right, boys, it's go time!
Squad E! Do you read me? Squad E!
This is Commander Claude Wallace. Squad E.
The Imperial forces are on the move, heading for your position!
Ready to engage.
Do not let them break through to the front line. We're counting on you.
Roger that. Over.
Good luck, Squad E.
They won't advance until they're done shelling the area. We should have time to prepare. Kai, take a group to that southern hill and slow down their left flank. Raz, take 2 soldiers east and make some noise for me. You got that?
Gotcha. Keep up or get left behind! At your command!
Hoffman, roll out! Squad E, ready to engage. All right. Just remember your training. We can do this. Eliminate all Imperial hostiles. Let's stop their advance. Squad E, move out!
I feel like I've heard the voice of Claude Wallace before in probably an anime or something like that.
Raz?
So, oh, sorry. So basically what this game, the series is it's a real-time strategy game, which we'll play here in a second, but it's based off... Basically, this world is kind of like an alternate, like, world of Earth. And the conflict we're playing as is, just think of an alternate World War II, except there's no... I don't think any of the countries are named after, like, anything like in our modern world, so they just change all the names. In the first game, you played as a teacher, got had to join the army because his country is being invaded by the Imperials, which you could say is either the Germany or Russia. Which I think it was more Russia because where the country was, it almost seemed like it was more like a Russian country. But I guess it doesn't matter. Evil country, you know. And in the second game, you play. It takes place 2 years later. And it's just about like the growing tensions between, even though the Empire wasn't completely defeated, they signed a peace treaty, if I recall correctly. That one I haven't finished yet. I want to, but the thing about that game is it played a bit differently than the other ones. One, it was on the PlayStation Portable, so not many people bought it. And two, it was still like the gameplay was still the same, but you like had to do missions to improve your relationship with your crewmates so they do better in battle. And I ended up having to redo like the same battles over and over again to improve it, but I kind of got bored of that after a while, so I put the game down. I haven't gone back to it since, but after playing this, I might have to do that. Third game takes place during the first game, but you play as like I think the game says they're called the Nameless Unit. Unfortunately, they never got ported to America. I've heard it got translated, like online, people kind of translated the general script of it for people to read, but I don't own it, like I haven't messed with the emulation or trying to, put the translation in to like really deal with that, so I'm not familiar enough with the third game to talk about it. And apparently, according to the idea of this game, is it takes place during the first game and the third game around the same time, but we play as a different group of people. In the first game, you played in a country called Gallia, and you played in their armed forces as they were pushing back as they were being invaded, and you had to push back the Imperial army. This apparently is you take place in one of the alternate superpowers of the world. So there was the Imperial and Gallia, but then there was like all these other countries that didn't really do much during the war except offer support to Gallia without like increasing the war or whatever. So this, from what I understand, this is basically a superpower that takes advantage of the Gallia war to strike at the Imperial. So this is like another side of the war that never gets seen, which I kind of like that idea because, a war is never just won by like 5 people. It's usually won by like a bunch of people, different efforts, and different sides and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how the story goes. So sorry for going on a talking tangent, but I'll probably talk about that as the gameplay goes.
Just say the word, boss. I'm locked, loaded, and in-freaking-invincible.
Well, you can get killed in this game, or at least get knocked out anyway. I'm trying to remember if in the...
Okay. First, we'll see how they respond to some infantry.
I'm trying to remember in the previous game if they could... I think characters could die if you ended up not saving them in combat, so there is prima death in here. Although if a major character dies, then you have to redo the fight, which is... I think in every game... Well, I don't know about the second one so much, but In the first game, there was like, I think a couple of characters, if they died, it was you had to redo the map, but others, they could just straight up die if you didn't heal them in time or grab their bodies, you know.
Squad E, move out.
Besides, I think that his friend Raz or whatever is a heavy unit. I'm trying to remember what they were weak against. They were supposed to be the ones, they were kind of the bullet sponges, but I remember there was something about them that they were weak against. But it's been a long time since I played this game, so good thing every game usually has a tutorial to kind of remind you of the game mechanics. I wonder if I'll be able to get a S rank on the first battle.
Okay. Looks like everyone's in position.
And we do have a tank, so we have a good position there.
Finally. It's time.
I guess it's time to take it to the Imperials, I guess.
I'm their commander. It's up to me to get everyone out alive.
You don't look like much of a commander.
Concentrate. Remember your training. We can do this. I can do this.
You know, just because you say it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Skills, buddy, skills. Command mode. When you start combat, you see a map of the area and your unit's positions. This is referred as command mode. Here you'll select the unit you'd like to move based on the terrain and their respective positions of the enemy. Move the cursor on a Raz using the directional buttons and press X to switch to action mode. So where is everyone? So, okay, so we're just playing as Raz right now. So in this game, it's pretty interesting because it is kind of a turn-based thing, sort of, but there's a real-time component to it and all. I think the demo will show us, but these are the enemy units. So on the map, when we actually play, this is where they'll positions and where they'll be. Oh yeah, it has their. Oh, come on, there it is. Click his. He has 140 HP. He's a scout, but he's facing away from me. I think that's the same with this guy, but he can. Apparently, he can currently see us. So if you highlight a unit and there's a line directed to him, it usually means they can see you as well as you can see them. Usually, there might be some minor things I might be forgetting, but and then I think there's a scout. Yeah, it's the first level. Of course, they're not going to give us, anything. Scout is basically a running unit, so they run all over the map. So they have high movement, but they're not as like buff as like a. I think Raz is an assault unit. I think if that's the name. Let me. Well, anyway, yeah. Okay, so yeah, but assaulters are basically they don't have as much range as a scout, but they're a bit beefier and they usually can wield heavier weapons and do more damage because they're the bullet sponges basically. Yeah, this is action mode. So you go from command mode to action mode. Action mode is where we move around. Yeah, action mode where they can move and attack. Move a unit in action mode with a directional pad or L. Yeah, there's the AP gauge. Because, yeah, you can't run around the whole time. Because at some point, we got to switch to the other turns or whatever. We'll slowly deplete while we're moving. So if you don't move, you can look around and see what you want to do next. But I think the game will explain why we don't want to do that the whole time. Once you work on AP, you'll be able to move. So they're going to talk about moving and, yeah, cover. Because cover is really important in this game. Order Raz to move towards the sandbags. Yeah, you do not want to end your turn out in the open unless you know for sure that the enemy is not going to... Oh, yeah, and you can see the lines there. Of units we can see. I think the blue line is the objective, if I recall. And, yeah, we have a Robinson M91. Although I'm not familiar with guns, so...
Just a little more. You can do this.
Yeah, just move forward, and then... attacking. Now that they have moved into position, it's time to attack. Press R to engage. Moving the crosshairs. Yeah, you don't automatically just attack. You actually have to move your crosshairs to actually hit. So usually want to hit. Well, yeah, and you can switch between targets. Press X to attack. The enemy survives. They might counterattack, and so try to make every shot count. We also want to crouch too.
Let's get this over with.
Because that'll give us some cover. Now, in this game, there actually is a... you can actually shoot an enemy in the head and do more damage. So if you could actually kind of guess your reticle right and... well, one, where I was surprise attack, so they're already going to be weak because we're hitting it from behind. But, you know, it shows, like, on the top there, it says kill shots, personnel, armor, and area. Armor and area means X means it does little to no damage. Circle means it's perfect against that type of attack. So assaulters like this guy here are good against personnel units that aren't like specialized or whatever. But anyway, it takes 7 shots to kill, and we have 20 shots, so we're most likely going to kill him. However, as you can see as I move my reticle over his head, if we get lucky, we can kill him in 2 shots. Now, in this tutorial, it's probably not that important that I hit him in the head, but in later parts of the game when there might be like level differences or enemies might be more dangerous, you want to try to aim for weak spots. The game will usually not tell you, but some of them are pretty obvious, like people obviously getting shot in the head. Well, let's see if we can do it. Yeah, see, we would have killed him normally, but we shot him in the head, so he died within 2 shots. So, ending actions. Troops can only attack once per action. Yeah, that would be kind of broken. There is a way for... I think there was a way for people to take another turn, but we'll get to that if we ever get far enough into the first impressions video to do that. Once the unit is done moving, attacking, and the action to return to command mode. Press the touchpad. Touchpad can end the unit's action even if the unit has leftover AP or is not yet attacked. I don't think you can store AP if I recall correctly, so... You know, but don't feel like you have to use all your AP or even attack during a turn, because if you're sneaking around and your attack can't kill the target, might as well keep yourself hidden and hopefully the enemy on their turn doesn't notice you, stuff like that. Press circle goes in your action, in which case a confirmation prompt will appear. Yeah, if you don't want to be surprised by your turn too quickly. But yeah, we just want to... Now, if I really wanted to, I could probably... Well, we could probably replay this map later on anyway, so... But for tutorial purposes, I'm going to end my turn as the game tells me to. So, and then the enemy goes.
Damn it, these assholes are in my way. I can't break through this.
Well, I mean, you probably... Well, actually, they're assaulters. Well, no, they're all scouts, so yeah, you probably could break through. The scouts don't get as many shots as an assaulter do. They only get, like... I think it's, like, 2 or 3 shots or something like that. It's not as many as a machine gun, obviously. Because they wield rifles.
Why not? You're invincible, right?
Shut the heck up. I mean, it's fine. She's being sassy. Let me guess, she's the cool and calm female character. You always gotta have one of those.
Are you really getting tripped up over some common foot soldiers? Why don't you ever stop and think...
You must be a pip to hang out with.
Oh, shut up. Just hurry and take them out, will ya?
She must be a sniper class. And of course, Raz is the hothead character. Gotta have one of those. Then we have then we have the likable commander that we've always seen in Wallace.
Thought you'd never ask. This won't take long.
Yeah, snipers have a lot of power, but they're glass cannons, which means they can usually one-shot most. Well, if you level them up level enough, they usually can one-shot a lot of soldier classes. Sometimes assaulters, but anyone more powerful than that, they probably won't one-shot, but they'll do a decent amount of damage too. But yeah, you do not want snipers out in the middle of the field. You want them to, do what they're supposed to do, snipe. So, but yeah, as soon as, it has a little reticle showing that his turn is done. Oh, and that top thing at the top is your command points or whatever. You use those every time you want to activate a unit. So you could technically, well, obviously I can't do that in the tutorial, but I could technically activate Raz multiple times. He does get less AP every time you do that, but I could do that if you have a unit that's going to be super effective. But each unit usually has like a cost. Usually assaulters are like, it shows like 1. Usually the ones that cost more are usually like specialized units like tanks and stuff like that. But anyway, let's swap to the cool and calm Kai.
Now advancing.
And let's see if we can snipe with her. Yep, snipers. Sniper class specialized in shooting down enemies from afar, of course. Zoom in and out during target mode, moving up and down with the right. Use the scope to line up headshots. Yeah, boom, headshot. And yeah, we want to make sure that she's, not seen. Oh, I don't. Looks like I can't crouch here. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine. All right, let's target. And yeah, we can go. Woo! Now the problem is you're zooming in, right? So you gotta be careful that the sniper hasn't been noticed by the enemy beforehand, because while you're zooming in, the enemy could be shooting at me. So that's why you can't take your time with, well, it depends on, if the enemy hasn't seen me, I can take as much time as I want, because yeah, he's not doing anything. But if he had seen me, or he could keep shooting at me until my turn's done. That's the dangerous thing about this game. That's why you don't want to leave enemies out. You don't want to hang around on the main screen without moving if they've noticed you, because then they'll just keep shooting at you till you die. They can retaliate as much as they want. So anyway, I think we've got the shot there. So let's see. Boom, headshot.
Didn't take much.
All allies have been taken out.
And since I don't think we could. Yeah, we can't really hide with her. So, oh well, we'll just leave her as is. So, I would crouch if I could. I don't know. I've forgotten if there's an ability to just straight up. Oh, we can. Okay, no other units screaming. So now that she's taken that guy out, now we can move. Oh, am I not allowed to move with Kai again? No, come on. Highlight Kai, so I guess I can't. Oh no, we'll look at you. Okay, so. Oh, oops. Oh! I didn't mean to do that. Dang it! Ah, nuts. Oh, well, that's fine. CP and ending phases. Yeah, select a command point, uses up a command point. The CP reflects the number of times you can control a unit. When your CP reaches zero, it's the enemy's turn. And then, yeah, just be mindful of your positions before the enemy phase begins. Well, luckily, we're still... I wanted to move Raz further, but oh well, whatever. And yeah. If they have line of sight, and most times you can usually you, the player, can see enemies from pretty far away. Enemy, it kind of varies depending on the unit. Sometimes they can't see you from far away to make it fair to the player, but...
Here we go. About time, Claude.
About time? What, you gotta pull out the tank now? You have a tank, you know.
Yeah, I know. Soldiers, forward!
Well, I'm glad you could tell us that part.
Now's our chance to take the offensive.
I think we're going to anyway, but thanks for giving me the okay. Backup has arrived. Okay. CP and consecutive actions. CP are pushed at the start of every turn. CP can be used on the same unit multiple times, which I already talked about. Is used for cutting in enemy lines, hurrying past dangerous terrain, or finishing off a tenacious enemy. Yeah, like if an enemy, for some reason, you ended their turn in the middle of like a group of enemies, but you hit them behind cover, but they might get killed on the enemy's turn. You might want to choose them again to get them out of the way or whatever. Yeah, they use they get less HP every time you choose them. CP goes unused, gets rollout to the next. I don't know how much. I know it can't be. There is a maximum how much CP you can store, but how you choose to manage CP will determine the favorite squad. So he said backup. Okay. Got another assaulter here. I wish there was maybe there's like a directional pad or something I can use to... Okay, I could just use the directional pad. So we got Zyga, as an assaulter, Nico, and Curtis are scouts. So if we want to see them from... Can I actually hit with her from there? I might be able to. Let's see. Let's see if we can kind of... Sandbags. Yeah, those are the covers we talked about. Move behind him to take cover. Crouching makes the unit harder to hit and negates extra headshot damages. Usually the enemy won't target headshots. Usually enemies will target the body. The only time they might hit you with a headshot is if it's just like from spray damage from like a machine gun or something like that. Or if they're at the right angle and they're hitting the chest, but your head is like, you know, further from your further towards them, you know, stuff like that. But usually, yeah, they'll go for the body if they if that. Take everyone sandbags. Yep. But yeah, you definitely don't want I could probably finish them all off here. Aiming and weak points. Yep, this is talking about aiming for headshots. Yep, critical damage. L to quickly aim and then the line of a headshot. Yeah, it's for a sniper. You're usually gonna have plenty of time if you're playing it right. But if you're like an assaulter or a scouter, you might have to do it quickly in combat because most times you're probably going to be counterattacked while you're doing that. So we'll generally land hits within the circle. Yeah. It also depends on the weapon used. I know there's certain weapons that reduce the circle, and then others that increase the circle, depending on like what damage they do. But increase chance of landing hits by lining her up within the circle. Yep. To kill, yep, we just talked about that. Indicates weak points. And then we might be able to hit him from here, yeah. Because it says I had it on there and then I moved it off. Yep, got him.
Didn't take much.
Oh, and enemies weapons do have ammo, and if they're out of ammo, you have to use a turn to refill their ammo. I know there's certain like either CP commands or certain characters that'll automatically refill their ammo with like certain tricks, but for the most part, you usually have to use a turn to do that. So we were supposed to use... we are supposed to probably send everyone else out to go finish off those people, but we've got a sniper here. There's no reason not to use the sniper to take out target. Well, if you're trying to level up other classes, you might want to not do that, but I guess technically I can shoot him without being in the head.
Fine.
Oh, I missed. Okay, that is surprising. I clearly had reticle aimed at him perfectly, but whatever. Okay, let's try that again. I got one more piece of ammo, so... Okay, I'm just gonna hit him in the chest piece, because apparently I missed, like, really badly. Somehow. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. I do not know how I missed the first time. But yeah, she's out of ammo. Now she can't...
Great job.
she'd have to use a turn to refill it, but... I can't believe I missed that. Yeah, there was no reason to use a scout unit or anything with that to finish him off if you could just do it with the sniper. Man, I can't believe I still...
Busting out the tanks, huh? This one's all yours, Claude.
Luckily, the gameplay is pretty similar to the first one. Obviously, this will probably have new units or things you can do outside of the original game, but I remember how to play this. Like I said, I really like the original game, so I might one day do a full playthrough of the original game, because for this game, obviously, I'm just gonna do the 1 hour first impressions and maybe an end video if I decide to finish it within my time period, but we'll see what happens there. Because this will probably be a game I'd want to own myself.
Fire up the engine, Miles.
Oh. Now we can use the tank? Although the tank usually costs like 4 or 5 CP, so usually...
Yes, sir.
Usually you don't want to use the tank unless you're fighting like against other tanks or like certain heavy units or turrets or stuff like that.
Okay, the Hoffen's moving out. Destroy the enemy tank.
Oh, there is an enemy tank. Well, I guess that makes sense they'd have a tank. Tanks are super durable, by the way. They will take damage from the front, but it's very little. Usually they can only be damaged by heavy units or attacking the engine from behind. As you can tell during the cutscene, you notice that like when the engine started, it was this blue glow. It's in this world, it's the alternate to gas. It's like another energy source. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, I think gas is still used to an extent, but this is the actual power source. But anyway, if you destroy the power source, you destroy the tank, and the backside of the tank is its weak spot. So you usually want to get a heavy behind a tank and blast it with like a rocket or something like that. Assaulters and scouts can hurt it, but they almost do even at the weak point, they almost do not enough damage, so it's almost not worth it. But anyway. Boasts firepower and endurance, far beyond that of a foot soldier, of course, because it's a freaking tank. They can withstand, well, it depends on what era tank you're talking about, but this is anime tanks, so they can withstand gunfire from enemy infantry, making them a solid wall for your... Yeah, you can... Some strategies would be to move the tank and then have all the enemy soldiers like hang out behind it, stuff like that. If you're trying to get like S ranks on a lot of missions, though, you usually want to be efficient at finishing a battle as quickly as you can. Tanks can destroy objects with red on them by running into them or shooting them, but usually don't want to waste your time shooting unless there's an active target. Yeah, it can't fit in narrow spaces, no matter how much they try. So yeah, we obviously want to... Oh, and I guess for this battle, tanks are 1 command point. Usually they're like 3 or something. Usually that costs more than just 1. Yeah, it looks like we have the enemy tank. I guess they haven't noticed this yet, so... Oh yeah, I gotta remember I can use the directional pad to choose the units quickly.
Advancing.
Okay, just want to run through that. Now, one trick would be to... I don't think I can... No, I just wanted to... Oh, did I end the turn? Oh, I pressed the touch pad. Nuts. I was actually thinking... Oh, no, you can't go through that anyway. Crap. I didn't mean to touch the touchpad. That was an accident. Okay, well, usually... I was wanting to... Yeah, the problem with choosing the action phase is... They'll probably end up killing us. The problem with the action phase is you kind of want to use that time to get a load of the map, and then you...
We're fine.
Luckily, it doesn't one-shot me. Because he shot me from the front. He'll probably just use his... Okay. Enemy units usually don't choose the same target multiple times. to go. Usually that's how I've noticed it. Usually they'll just choose a target once, even if they have multiple CP. But I think it depends if it's a boss or whatever. Yeah, this is talking about weak points, the basic engine, the radiator, or whatever you want to call. Get behind the tanks. Don't expose your rear. Rear. One way I would do it in the original game is I would just take a tank and then just get behind them, even no matter what they were doing, so I could shoot them in the back with the cannon. See if I can hit it from here. Tank warfare. Tanks have 3 methods of attack: armor piercing, mortar rounds, and mounted machine guns. Armor piercing shells are effective against tanks and other vehicles. Mortar rounds hit broad area against infantry. Yeah, infantry wiping. And yeah, mortar travel in arc, aim for maximized firepower and preserve your ammo. Machine guns designed to strike foes who are too close. Yeah, if an enemy unit's like right up on you for some reason. Yeah, you can press triangle to switch tank weapons. Let's see if I can hit the tank from here. I'm pretty close. I might be able to hit it. Let's see. Oh, nope, don't do it. If you press like L1 or R1, it'll target the body immediately, so you don't miss the target. Most times, if you want to get good rankings, you want to try and you want to manually target this stuff. Obviously, I couldn't have done that one turn anyway because we were too far away from the other tank to back attack it like that. But
anyone else want to try? Squatty don't take shit from nobody.
Ooh, you said a naughty. Just kidding.
Claude knows what I'm. Whoa, you okay?
Yeah, he just killed the dude. So.
The flowers.
You kind of remind me of, I forgot the name of the teacher character from the first game. I think he also said something about the flowers being hurt. Although I don't think he was as wimpy about it. I think he just didn't like his hometown got invaded, so he didn't like that. So he enlisted so he could make sure his town would never get destroyed, that type of thing. Yeah, your commander's kind of a got his priorities wrong.
Oh, yeah. They didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, you know, flowers are a plant. They can regrow. It's okay, dude.
Come on, man. You're supposed to be commander of the Ranger Corps.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't care about flora and fauna, but this is a war, dude. War never changes.
Commander still has a heart, same as a foot soldier. Rank doesn't make this any less painful to see.
You do know commanders also have to be heavy-hearted too, because they have to make the decisions that the grunts will never do. You know, they have to send men and women into battle that'll most likely die, and they have to do that knowing that they'll do that, but they need to do that if they're going to win that battle. So, you know, I mean, I guess you could say that's a type of heart, but you also, you know, you have to think with your head too. So don't give me that crap, dude. Oh, but it's an anime game. Sorry.
But crying over flowers. Even little girls have bigger balls these days.
I don't want. Thanks for putting that in my head, Raz.
Maybe, but what matters is that their hearts.
Yes, the heart is important, but the head is also important too. You know, the human body is considered is a comparable mixture of many things.
All right, I get it. Power of the heart, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, is this like a really crappy shonen anime? Or like friendship, like
just
from,
go
what was
turn
it,
in your
Anime
report
Fairy
already,
Tale?
will ya? Can't go get sloshed if we're stuck here on standby.
That anime is really bad, by the way. I'm sorry, it is.
Good point. I'll head to the command center.
I only watched like so many episodes of that anime, and I was like, nope, I'm not watching this anymore.
Hey, you do that. And tell the brass to send us tougher imps to fight next time, yeah?
You can tell this is an anime game when certain characters are relishing in combat. You know, when realistically you're like, I don't want I mean, I'm a soldier and I'll do combat, but you know. Let's see how well we did. I got an A rank. Could we have done it in 2 turns? I'm trying to think. We probably could have. I'm trying to think how that would work. Yeah, I'm just really trying to think how we could have done it in 2 turns to get an S rank. Usually the tutorial, you have to go through all that stuff first, but if you replay a level, usually they throw out the restrictions of the tutorial. So usually you can get a bit more free rein on how to get an S rank on it. Book mode. I don't think you always have to get S rank. You just get more experience and money for obviously improving your units and improving your characters' stats and everything like that. Discover the untold story of the Second European War. Okay, that's what. But the first game is called the Assault of Gallia. I think it was during the European War, but the game was based on the Gallian front because that's, you know, they were assaulting this small country. I forgot how big Gallia was. It was supposed to be a pretty small country, almost like the size of Luxembourg or something like that, if I recall. But you know, but it had. I think it had the reason it was supposed to be like a good middle road to the other front, as well as I think they had extra resources that the Empire could use. That's why they attacked them or something like that. Anyway, I don't remember every single detail. This just takes place on the Second Europa, like a different front during the same war as the first and third game. Yeah, you can save data. Anything about that? Remember, save before missions. Yeah, let's go ahead and save right now. Yes. I would like to save my game. And then we can change the difficulty. So far, normal seems to be about right, but obviously... Oh, yeah, during... I changed some of the slight details. Yeah, you could get this in Japanese if you wanted. Left subtitles on, made the text go by faster. I also turned off vibration and speakers. If you turn speakers on, when the characters talk and they do stuff during combat, it'll come out of the controller. But I don't really care for that, so I also made the enemy phase quicker, so they speed up. They move really fast when they're moving because, you know, you just want to get it done sometimes. And then I think you can technically, I might not be able to choose different chapters yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can. So, oh yeah, if I wanted to, I could redo this fight to see if I could get S rank. You probably have to do it in 2 rounds, because usually S rank is based on if any units fall and how fast you do the combat. So since I didn't lose anyone, it must be you have to be in 2 rounds, which is possible. Like, one way to do it is, like, if you get the tank early, you can just run over some of the scout units, and usually you insta-kill them if you do that, so it's pretty funny. For the purposes of this, though, we're going to go to whatever the next, I guess it's, hold on. I guess we just choose the next section. But yeah, it's I like the look of the game too, just the kind of the...
Sir, First Lieutenant Claude Wallace reporting in.
I kind of like the storybook version of it, how the art looks, you know, how it's kind of a scratchy drawing, you know. That's what one of the first things that attunes you to this game. It's just the art style. Is that, yes, it's anime inspired because obviously it's a Japanese game, but it still has just enough of a distinct art style that you could, you know, divvy it from all the other games out there. Other than the fact it's also strategy games, and very few strategy games are out there. So, anyway.
Good work out there. Glad you're still in one piece.
Oh, I've heard that guy before. I always keep forgetting his name, though.
We're just about to go over our next operation.
One day I'll remember all these voice actors so I can point them out. I recognize you, but too bad you're just a random officer, though.
You're late. I'm sure you know standard procedure is to report immediately after a mission.
I've got the hottie with the body with the glasses.
Oh, Minerva. You're reporting too?
Uh-oh, looks like you've had some dealings with her before.
That's lieutenant to you, Claude. Don't get smart with me just because we share rank. I've got seniority.
Don't you love those types of commanders? The ones that are like, they utilize their commandership not for the purposes of keeping a clean group, but just because they're like, haha, I've got higher rank than you.
Sorry, Lieutenant Minerva Victor.
Well, yeah, I mean, in combat it's best to keep, you know, commands, but outside of combat, you know, anyway. What are you, a Sundari? Oh God, I don't think this game is.
Well, let's get started. Minerva, give us a situation report.
If I remember correctly, this game does have those tropes with some of the characters, but it's never that bad because the focus of the game is on obviously the commander as well as the war effort itself. So it's more just a piece of their characteristic for the purposes of distinguishing them from a regular soldier. Most of the characters that join your group will usually be just different enough that they're, I wouldn't say unique, but you know.
Yes, sir. 3 months have passed since we went to war. I won't sugarcoat it. They're steamrolling us.
And the same thing happened during World War II.
By this point, a third of our territory is under Imperial control. This is officially a crisis.
If it's that bad already, we won't even be able to sustain a war effort.
You're right, and the Empire's only gaining momentum. If this draws out much longer...
Yeah, lack of resources. Although, funny thing about Germany, they were, by the end of it, they were running out of resources. They were having to use children and then reuse like old tanks and weapons and everything like that because everything had been spent on the war effort. So they would have eventually, like the way that the war was going, even if we didn't, even if the nuke wasn't dropped and all this other, well, the nuke wasn't dropped in Japan, all this other stuff, they probably would have eventually had to give up anyway. It's just, it would have dragged out the war another year though, but luckily they were able to rush him and stop him at a reasonable time.
Finished.
Oh, this is, oh, so the superpower in this game is called the Federation. Federation of Planets? Oh, you're giving up that easy, huh? Time to skedaddle our way home, huh?
If we fall, that's it for Europa. Nobody else could stand against them.
I guess technically the Federation could be like Britain or something like that. Although luckily Britain had a waterway between them and the continent, so they were able to hold off for quite a while.
The Empire would take total control. It'd be a fascist continent ruled with an iron fist.
Ah, so this is, so the Imperials are supposed to be Germany because they call them fascists.
We can't let that happen. Europa's future depends on us.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Which brings us to now. The top brass finally got off their seats and sent us a plan.
Yeah, sounds like typical bureaucracy.
A counterattack that can turn the war around in one fell swoop, ready to be put into action.
Wow, she can smile. I didn't know that was possible. I guess she must really like this plan. I love this plan!
The orders.
We put all our force into one strike. Break through their defenses and hit them where they'll hurt most.
Well, I've heard of that strategy before. I'm trying to remember what... There were a couple like that in World War II, but I'm not a WW2 history buff, so you'll have to forgive me.
Soldiers, supplies. We'll use all reserves we have to make a final push and capture one crucial enemy base.
Well, I hope you're putting all your eggs in one basket. I don't know if that's such a good idea, but...
And we lucky few of the 32nd Armored Ranger Battalion have been handpicked as the vanguard.
Couldn't ask for a better mission, sir. Which enemy base are we targeting?
Well, we might die, but we might save Europa.
Think bigger. We take this base, and we take their will to fight.
I don't know if I like you smiling. Now you're creepy.
But how could any one target mean that much to...
Yeah, unless you kill like a leader of some sort or a holy land or something like that. I don't...
Wait, you don't mean...
Oh?
You always were a clever boy, Claude. I think you've got it.
Okay, now she's hot.
Our target is the Imperial capital of Schwarzgrad. Let's fight back!
Operation Northern Cross.
The year was 1935 EC. Two great powers vied to control the continent of Europa. In the east, the sun rose over the autocratic East European Imperial Alliance, a dictatorship known as the Empire. In the west, a network of loosely allied democracies banded together to form the Atlantic Federation. Both powers depended on a precious mineral, Ragnite, for their prosperity, its growing scarcity leading inevitably to war. With its overwhelming military might, the Empire captured one nation after another, while the Federation struggled to maintain unity, every battle driving them further back against the wall. 3 months have passed. With 7/10 of Europa falling to the Imperial war machine, the Federation places all its hope in a desperate counterattack. Operation Northern Cross. 6 million soldiers fought in this campaign. It claimed more lives than any other in the Second European War. Federation historians call it the Eastern Theater, but the Empire knows it as the War for the Motherland.
Forward, soldiers! This is the battle you've been training for! Operation Northern Cross begins now! We'll wipe those Imperials clear off the face of Europa! Our time has come! Forward to victory!
Countless soldiers fought and died on those fields, struggling to make their ideals a reality. Ordinary people thrust into extraordinary circumstances, fighting in the hopes that they would see a brighter future. What follows here is a record of those brave warriors, a record of that battle against the dark. Based on the diary of one Claude Wallace, the commander of the Federation's Galleon Squad E.
Well, there you go. Did you get all that, folks?
Chapter 1.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember
Battle
in the
of
first
Fort
game if
Crest.
I know they kill an important target, but I'm trying to remember if they ended up killing. I don't think they ended up killing the leader. I think they just killed an important target, and I think the end of the game says like, and then shortly thereafterwards, the Empire had a ceasefire because they're not completely taken over, because in the second game it takes place like 2 years afterwards, and there's Imperial units that join your group because you have a combined like I forgot in the second game. I think the point was to try and like trying to get the two groups together, so they put like people from other countries in the group that you're the commander of, or at the school. Sorry, it takes place during a school where they're training like cadets and stuff like that. But anyway, and I don't know what
Good news, Claude. HQ has awarded you with a medal.
And I don't remember, and like I said, I haven't really read the third game synopsis, so I don't know what target you take out in that game. I assume it's another major Imperial target, because you're supposed to be called the Unknowns, or Unknown Unit in that game. So it's obviously it's probably one of those behind the scenes things where that's why they're called the Unknowns, because they take out like a target that was causing like maybe the War Machine effort or like a tank factory or something like that. So they were able to reduce the Imperials' efforts. So I like the fact that this series of games takes place between different fronts, and how they all were able to weaken the Imperials enough to save Europa and cause a ceasefire to occur. Ooh. Meritorious service medal. Yeah, in this game, if you do certain things over the course of the game, you'll get medals, and I'm trying to remember if they unlocked anything. I think it was more just like an achievement hunting type of thing, where it's just like, oh, you did this, here you go. But I don't remember if it actually gave you anything in the game. I don't think it did. I think it was just, yeah, for show. I guess, in the first game anyway. I guess in this game, you actually get something for that. Captain Bullets. Accessories. Quick accessory to a soldier can boost certain stats. Yeah. Switch to quit from the uniform section of the equipment. Oh, excuse me. Try a few of them on for size, and you can equip that to whatever accessories you own. So, I don't know how to. I guess I had to. Well, it's not letting me go anywhere else, so I assume I can't. Right now, I can't. I think in the previous game you had to go to like a specific menu to. I probably shouldn't do another chapter or another battle, but I'm going to just for fun, because I'm kind of enjoying myself. Actually, like I said, I do like this series, this franchise.
At long last, we have finally entered Imperial territory. The ferocity of the Federation counterattack caught the Empire off guard. Battle by battle, town by town, we're pushing back the front, with no signs of slowing down. The road to Schwarzgrad is a long one, running at least 1,500 kilometers from friendly territory into the heart of the Empire. But at the end of it lies our target, the capital city. We have a long trek ahead of us, but for now, morale is high. Everyone here believes in this operation. Everyone is praying it'll succeed.
I guess the Empire's not so tough after all, huh, Commander? Give them one good stomping, and all of a sudden they're running off home. Huh? So are you gonna take a picture of everything we pass? Here, let me have a look at it.
Hey, Raz, come on! Stop it, really! You're wasting my film!
Wasting? No chance. What you got here is a picture of a future hero. You take one too, eh, Kai?
Yeah, maybe.
There you go. That's a keeper.
Damn it, Miles! The hell was that for? Freaking hurt,
Quiet.
man!
I told him to stop the tank.
Huh? Everything okay?
The wind shifted.
So I guess his little quirk is that every time the wind blows, enemies are attacking, which, whatever. I think that's dumb. But did I just notice that the sniper had like little horns coming out of the top of her hat? You do know like that makes you an obvious target. Why do you think that the helmet design in World War I with the German Kaiser units were so bad? They had a spike coming out of the top of the helmet so people could pinpoint their helmets and headshot them. Very, very, very poor design there. Yeah, now we can go back to the old menu if we want to. Yeah, I guess I can't do customization yet, or at least I'm not seeing anything. So let's continue on, I guess, with the tactical section.
They brought out the big guns.
Well, they are the Empire. Although the weird thing about this, the way that they look at the map, you know that the good guys are going to have a really hard time, because if you ever read anything about the Second World War, the reason Germany was like lost of the resources because they attacked Russia, and Russia is like a huge winter wasteland, so they lost most of the resources and stuff just fighting the weather. And we're going, and the Federation is fighting into a country that's going to be full of snow and weather, so they're doomed, despite the fact that Empire already has vast superior forces, So, but anyway, we're going to ignore the weather apparently in this game. So, anyway.
A blast that big could wipe out a whole squad. Easy.
Which I think you saw the cutscene at the beginning of the game. They do end up going into weather situation, but I'm trying to remember in the first game if weather had an impact in combat. I don't think it did. I think they stayed away from that because that was just an extra thing to worry about maybe for another game. So maybe they start adding weather features into this game. I don't know.
Let's keep moving.
Let's keep moving into the blast, shall we? Great commander, you are. Why were you chosen again?
A rendezvous point with Squad F should be nearby.
Take the shot.
Flash.
Thunder.
That's the password. Next time, give us the response before you scare us shitless.
Yeah, your sniper could have blasted your head off.
Apologies. I didn't mean to frighten you. Follow me. Lieutenant Victor is waiting.
Okay, seriously? A monocle? What are you, posh? Not Posh Spice, just posh in general.
Oh, you mean Minerva. And you are...
That's not how monocles work, by the way.
Corporal Crystal Ward, from Squad F.
Actually, the way that's designed, it looks like she just lost a lens, because you could see it's designed similar to a pair of glasses. She just lost the left side of her glasses. Most monocles didn't have the nose piece. You had the chain, and then you just put it to your eye and you squint it to keep it in place. So it was supposed to be just for like, basically like a miniature version of a magnifying glass on your face. Just easy at hand.
Indeed. I have the honor of answering to Minerva Victor, the strongest and smartest officer in the army.
So that's why your ego's so big. It's because of people like you.
I assume you saw that explosion.
Yes, we did.
Oh, we saw it all right. They must be packing serious heat.
Well, the Empire has tanks and all this other stuff, so...
A 21-centimeter howitzer. Currently, our worst nightmare.
Whoa. All right. Let's just go home.
It must have a range of at least 10 kilometers. We can't advance with that thing around.
Looks like we're going to have to sneak in and take that thing out. Just like in Saving Private Ryan. Except in that movie, it was just a machine gun nest. Same thing, right?
Just so. Our mission is to capture that cannon.
Oh, capture it? I don't think... Well, never mind. Sure, it's just that easy, Minerva.
Commander!
Yeah.
Good work leading Squad E so far, Claude. Your slow pace, however, does leave something to be desired.
Have you ever heard of morality, or not morality? What's the word I'm thinking of? Inspiration and keeping your soldiers in a good mood and all that. Yes, thanks for those. Encouragement. That's what I was thinking of.
We saw cannon fire, so we've been proceeding with caution.
Keep your excuses. As I said before.
Let me guess. She's the head. She's the one who thinks with her head, while Claude is the one who thinks with his heart. So it's like, which way's better? But they never go, it's supposed to be both. But anyway.
The success of Operation Northern Cross hinges on our swift advance. Time is of the essence.
Thing is, she actually makes a good argument. Like, the more time you waste, the more time the Imperials can get their forces back together and summarize a counterattack. You know?
I know.
Well, at least Claude isn't ignorant
You
enough to
tried
ignore
hustling
that.
with a huge cannon up your ass. Oh wait, you already tried and failed.
Oh snap! Burn!
Down, boy. Claude, have you not housebroken your squad?
Why is Minerva hot and annoying at the same time?
The hell did you say?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't insult my soldiers. They're people, not pets.
Thank you.
Then I expect them to act like it. I'm not the one wagging my tongue.
I don't know, you've been talking quite a bit.
Soldiers who step out of line are often the first to die. Remember that, Sergeant Raz.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Hope you make it out alive too, Lieutenant.
Well, I guess you could call this razzing, I guess.
Commander? There's a good view from the clearing. Maybe we could brief them there.
Claude, come with me.
You know, Claude almost does sound like a Claude. There is like a term for like when people say Claude, like when you like a mess up or screw up or something like that. So, oh man, I really want to keep playing. I kind of want to do one more battle. Well, we'll just make this a long episode, shall we? Because I don't want to stop right here. That'd be kind of cruel.
Allow me to explain your next mission.
I'll skim
As you
through this
know,
part. Just
Fort Crest has a 21-centimeter howitzer that's blocking our advance.
It might just look like an old castle turned into a makeshift fort. But they've stationed quite a few troops to defend the cannon.
If we get too close, those turrets on the walls will mow us down.
So when does our own cannon get here?
That howitzer already destroyed it. We were outranged.
Blown up already? How long will a replacement take?
wow, way to screw that up. But I guess they were taking advantage of the size of your cannon.
The bridge was destroyed too, so the artillery tractor can't proceed. It will take it, though we do have plenty of infantry en route.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. I pressed the button too fast.
Doesn't matter how many foot soldiers we get. Without a cannon, we're just waiting around.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
Time is of the essence. We don't have a week to wait.
You're as sharp as ever. Like he says, we can't afford to wait. We'll have to capture the fort without artillery.
That's too reckless. Those turrets would fill us with more holes than Gallian cheese.
It's a dangerous mission, I know. But those are your orders. This isn't your local militia. This is what you signed up for when you joined the Edinburgh Army.
Yeah, this isn't what happened. This isn't like with the Gallia army in the first game. They were well, kind of local militia that ended up getting roped into it, because you saw during the cutscene before Chapter 1, you saw Gallia was like one of the only countries that was in the Federation, was kind of on its own. But because the Empire needed resources, I guess, from maybe what's happening in this game and the third game, they ended up attacking them to absorb them, you know, so, and then caused Gallia to join the effort and all that.
You're right. We enlisted to crush the Empire, not to commit suicide.
Then allow me to clue you in on something. Crystal, tell them the news.
That's not how you spell crystal.
Yes, ma'am. This morning, the Empire invaded Gallia.
They've invaded?
Oh, well, there you go. This takes place. This started before the first game, but But now the first game's going on as we speak.
I knew it was only a matter of time.
Well, apparently a couple of these guys in this group are from Gallia, because they said, well, one of them said they were.
What about our hometown? Is Hafen okay?
Okay, so I guess, well, I actually didn't, I think the cutscene said these were a Gallian force. So I guess these are people from Gallia who probably enlisted to fight while Gallia itself was a neutral nation or whichever.
All we know is that the battle broke out near the border, at Citadel Ghirlandaio.
I don't remember when that was during the story.
The Imperial Army, however, is being led by Prince Maximilian himself. Gallia's prospects look grim. Which Gallia ends up, if I remember correctly, we do end up defeating Maximilian. I don't know if we kill him or if we just capture him, but yeah, that he's the, well, him and another lady are the big threat in that game, but I don't want to spoil anything for those who want to play that.
Oh, damn it!
Although I guess I technically spoiled it because, spoilers, they win, you know.
Is there nothing we can do?
If Operation Northern Cross goes as planned, the Empire won't have the luxury of staying on the offensive. Our only option is to complete the mission as soon as possible.
Guess we've got no choice then. If our home's in the Empire's sights, then we've got to protect it.
You know, for some reason, I think in the third game, some of the characters are from Gallia in that game too. So it's like Gallia is like this country that just everyone's attached to or something like that for some reason. So.
Yeah, let's do it for Gallia.
Gallia, whatever. Okay, now we can do the fight. So yeah, this will be a long episode, but that's fine. So that's usually how most fights will go. You have like a little story at the beginning.
Here are your orders.
And then you have like a little synopsis of like why you're doing it, and then the actual battle itself. And then after that is the aftermath, and then continuing to the next chapter, and so on to the end of the game. Oh, she's not talking anymore. Oh, we're here to seize Fort Crest's howitzer. Howitzer. Squad E will lay siege to the castle and capture the enemy camp. However, turrets are guarding the entrance. If you wander through the machine gun's range, they'll cut through you like carving a cake. Concentrate on getting a foothold instead. The plaza out front will do. But first you will need to get into the palace. With the chalice and the flagon and the dragon, that's true. Position units on the battlefield to do so. Enemy base camp is captured. The enemy occupies your base camp. Allied infantry fallen. Or sorry, that's the victory. Failure, enemy occupies your base camp. That's usually the same in any. Allied infantry fall in action. So if you lose enough units, yeah, the game just ends. And it takes you 20 turns. So yeah, we have to do this within 20 turns. Although it shouldn't take me 20 turns, but excuse me. Mission siege Fort Crest. Capture the enemy base at Fort Crest by eliminating the enemy soldiers in its vicinity, then pressing X near the flag. Yeah, you can actually end a fight pretty, well, I wouldn't say quickly, but quicker if you ignore like a lot of soldiers that get to the flag, but usually you don't get as good of a score because you could possibly die or you're not finishing off all the units and so forth and so on. Main objective is marked with a star. Okay, and then we can reassign, move squad. Changing equipment, by issuing combat gear. Yeah, certain units can have multiple different versions of guns and stuff like that. Like an assaulter could have a weapon that does different, like isn't like a machine gun, like it's more focused, or I think assaulters can also be turned into melee units too, if I recall. Yeah, you can change their, because later on you can get different types of weapons which can heavily customize a scout from another scout depending on the weapon or grenades. You can tell like half these characters aren't important to the story. I think in the first game, at least until later on, most of the first enemy units you got were specialized character units that were like, oh, we're part of the plot. But most of these are just designed differently. Wow, we got quite a few units. Holy cow. In the first game, I don't remember starting out with this many people. I got quite a few. I'm actually kind of surprised. And yeah, most of them look just different enough. But yeah, unfortunately, most of them are not part of the plot. So, okay. What game are you from? In the previous game, Sega threw in some characters from other franchises in it just for fun, but I don't recognize any off the top of my head. The name Bryce sounds familiar. I wonder if, although she's not a main character, I think that's related to a character from the first game or something. But anyway, Wow, how many units do we have active? Holy cow. Okay. Wait, what do we get? Okay, they're the reserves. And then, oh, we got quite a few options for active. But anyway, let me see if I can figure out how those rubber bullets. Okay, capped bullets. Bullets made with armor piercing. Okay. So depending on what unit we use, it'll give them a bonus to aim and armor. Probably better for... Actually, if it's aim and armor, you might want to... Because usually do a decent amount of damage with your... Oh, okay, it's shock troopers was what they're called. So you almost want to just have your scout. Do I have a... I guess I don't really have a scout unit that's like unique enough. That's part of the main continuity of characters. I might just give it to Raz just because. Okay, here's the Lancer characters. So okay, I think this game almost assumes you've played the previous game in the series. Till this point. Yeah, we already know about that. Let me position. So we get 6 units. Unit placement and leaders. Position units to choose which soldiers to deploy, where to place them. Weirdly enough, using scouts is actually, if you want to try to get S ranks, usually you don't want to use scouts. You usually want to use like assaulters or snipers or something like that. Because scouts just don't do enough damage. They get enough movement to like explore the field, but 9 times out of 10, because they don't do enough damage, you usually not... Usually maybe put 1 scout in the group, but put like a bunch of assaulters or something like that. Choose a camp. Deploy units. Confirm which X. So, once a camp has been chosen, pick a unit from the roster and put them in the position. Tanks can only be placed in spots with tank icons. Infantry can be only deployed to unmarked spots. CP symbol is displayed beside the name of some units and in their profile windows. These units are known as leaders. By including them on the field, they'll add 1 CP to your total, allowing you to control more units. So yeah, it's better. And most CP giving classes are usually main characters. If they're not main characters, they don't do that. So if they're just... I think the reason they're giving me so many characters now is because it is possible to permadeath characters. And they want to make sure, kind of like in Fire Emblem, they want to make sure you have multiples of a different class just in case of some die on your watch. So yeah, deploy more leaders for more CP. Until is reported a tank in the field, deploying Lancer here is recommended. Yeah, because sometimes it's better not to have your tank go out in the field. Sometimes it's better to get a Lancer up there and get behind a tank instead. So we got Claude. We definitely want Raz in the group as well. Do we have any other? Okay, Kai, yeah, because she's the sniper. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to place her. She doesn't get as much movement, so...
I've got this. Okay,
so usually I'll go ahead and put A. Oh yeah, and there's a... As you notice, there's like likes and stuff like that there. What that means is that there's... If they're deployed in the same group, they're usually like as a small benefit. Either they hit better or they'll survive, or if their unit if that unit falls, they get a boost to their like stats or whatever because a character they liked was knocked out. Do we have any characters that like any of the characters for purposes? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we could put Zyga just because he likes. That might make him a bit more efficient. Just seeing if there's any. Oh, we got some engineers. Engineers are there to. They can fix They can fix the tank if it takes too much damage. It probably wouldn't be a. They can also. I forgot. They can do some other things as well, but that's their big deal. So they can fix the tank if it takes too much damage. That might be worth doing. Well, they said we should have a Lancer, so let me choose which Lancer. I have to decide who else I want to use. If there's any other. I'm trying to see if there's any like really correlation. I'm not seeing any like really good. Like Zyga because he likes Raz, but could do. Yeah, that's all the. I wonder if Zyga's like his brother or something. Well, obviously they would point it out. Maybe like a same team type of situation. Okay. Well, let's put. I just like Jean. She looks. I like her. She looks cute. I know. Bad guy like that. Who's she like again? Viola Farrier. Are they not in the group? well, anyway, sorry I'm taking so long on that. Well, since I'm not really getting much in the way of correlations, let's just do Curtis.
Let's go.
I probably don't need a engineer for this fight, but I'll go ahead and choose one anyway. Oh yeah, and there's the if you look on the next screen, because it tells them like what they are, who they like, and then it says their stats there. Usually characters will have perks, or I don't know if it's called perks. They'll either have good traits and bad traits, and that can affect the battle. Like Laurent is awkward with girls, so if he's right next to a female unit, he might, like, his art accuracy might go down, stuff like that. Unfortunately, I'm not on that screen, so I can't show you, but okay, well, anyway. Whoops. No, we're good. And we can go back to book mode if you really want to, so.
Now, capture that cannon.
Yeah, sorry I didn't go over, like, perks and stuff like that. I almost forgot about that.
Take down the Imperial camp and capture their heavy artillery. Squad E, move out!
Go ahead and announce what you're doing to the enemy so they can see you coming. Actually, they probably already know we're coming, so never mind. And why don't we use every single unit to this fight instead of just a chosen, like, 6 or 7?
Resistance, but they're tough nuts to crack. What should we do?
Because reasons. Because of gameplay mechanics.
We can't exactly rush in and kick the door down. We'll get routed if we don't have a plan. First, we need a solid foothold. Let's capture that camp.
After that, well, guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Weapons free. Squad E, move out.
I assume that realistically, it's assumed that everyone's helping. It's just they're doing other things outside of the immediate area.
Pay attention, Claude. Your leadership skills are going to be put to the test. That means getting the most out of your soldiers. Don't forget the basics.
Yeah, good point. I'll keep that in mind.
Should you really be discussing this while in the front lines of the battle? Camps. Camps are set up across the battlefield. This allows you to, if you need to deploy units or send units back or redeploy them, this is where you can do it. If you have camps at later parts of the map, you don't have to, like, get them back from the main camp. You can, like, oh, you can just pop it up from that main camp. So, like, one way to play is just have, like summon just the bare minimum of characters, like let's say I just summoned all the aces and just use them until I got to the next camp, and then either desummon or summon new characters, so that way I don't have to worry about all these other characters on the map that might get hurt or whatever. So units stationary on the camp receive a bonus defense and HP at the recovery at the start of return. Augmented camp allows you to call for reinforcements or have a unit retreat. Yeah, like I said. Capturing an enemy camp but defeating all the enemies within it, then move into their flag and pressing X. If there are no allies in your camp, the enemy can capture it from you. Yeah. There are two kinds of camp: base camp, field camps. Capture the enemy base camp while defending your own to win. Yeah. Expand your squad's capabilities by capturing field camps early on will help pave the way to victory. Yeah, it's almost assumed that this game, yeah, we get a lot more CP, because what they showed at the tutorial was not to, like, okay, so probably one way I want to do this is, because since we have a tank in the way, is probably what I want to do is I probably want to have my tank move first so it can create cover for probably my Lancer. Although now that I know that where the tank is, I probably would have moved the Lancer here if I had known about that. So let's see. Wow, they actually got quite a few tanks. Let's see, and there's the turrets. So yeah, for this fight we need to, I think it said to capture the one with the star on it is for the one we want. So yeah, let's move the tank out first so we can create cover for those going against that one
moving
tank.
Out.
Okay, looks like this area is pretty small comparatively. Oh, I could actually, I wonder if I could hit that from here. Probably not. It's probably blocking it. Yeah, I think that rock's like too far in the way for me to like hit it.
We have to do this.
Oh, he hit the overburdened. I can't. I might miss this though, so this probably isn't a good idea because it might be a case like the rocks might be too, like. I'm sorry. I try to barely inch the my analog stick over the tank, but But the thing is, I don't know how big the artillery shell is, so I don't know if it'll actually hit it or not. Because just because it says to kill, it just means I can highlight. It doesn't mean it'll actually hit. So, yeah, let's find out. I could actually... Oh, no, attacking doesn't end my turn, so I can kind of do that. Oh, dang it. I pressed the directional button, or the left. Try that again. I had it, and then I pressed the R1 button to
Fire!
Oh, nope, it missed it. Dang it. Oh, nope. We don't want to do that. Yeah, we want to do the whole reason we chose this, so we could actually, field actions. When prompted, special, appear near a certain terrain to take special actions. Pressing X in tall grass lets you drop prone and crawl. So one way would probably be to, like, choose as, like, maybe the scout, and you're probably supposed to go to the grass and then sneak up behind the tank or whatever. Climbing ladders to reach higher ground is another common field action. Yeah, that's so you can take, like, you get a heavy defense bonus and everything like that for doing that.
Watch out for counterattack.
Might just leave. Yeah, let's leave you there. Lancers. You can use anti-tank weaponry. They have the defense and HP to maneuver behind tanks and hit their weak spots. The Lancers are resistant to explosives and take less damage from mortars and grenades because of the padding they're wearing. The power is offset by low AP and slow movement speeds. They're better suited to find tanks that recon and assault. Yeah, usually you can use Lancers to kill like regular targets too. If you hit them right, they'll wreck a scout, but you know it's not like their best method of attack. Very cool. Yeah, they use like this big old.
Keep calm and move onward.
Let's see if I can get behind them. Do I have enough movement? I might be able to hit it. Ah! Yeah, you saw the, yeah, sometimes you can, just because you,
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Wait, did she use all her ammo? Aw, man. Okay, fine. Yeah, like, just because you point, because you saw that big circle, it means she would hit within the reticle. Just because I point the target at that spot doesn't mean she's gonna, hit that, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay, so for her, I need to, okay, maybe it's not a command, maybe I have to get to a spot, because she already used her ammo. I could have swore you could, maybe it's a, wait, hold on. No, that guy. Okay, well that sucks. Oh yeah, they have an integer too. Can we take out, actually I think that wall was pretty, she used all her ammo on that. I should have paid attention to the to her stats. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a. Oh, that's the. Yeah, he's too far away. Which, if it's a question mark, it means I can't actually finish him off in one shot.
Can't use grenades with them this close.
Other units like that. So we'll have to. I could play the tank again and just straight up destroy that tank because my Lancer used all of her ammo like a dork.
Let's see how they like these mortars.
Can actually let me see what the how the yeah, it looks like she can't do enough damage to it because it's not highlighted. The reason this guy's not getting one shot is because the defense turret thing he's hiding in gives him a decent enough defense that he can't be one-shotted. Yeah, let me see if I can actually hit that tank with their sniper, see if I do any damage. Probably not. Yeah, it's you want the Lancer to do that. So.
Shut them down.
I should have.
They're firing on us.
Yeah, see how much damage she took from just a couple of bits from the from that. So.
Okay, moving out.
Keep calm and move onward.
Oh, come on. There. Sight linings. There are sight lines. When a unit enemy sees an enemy in action mode, the sight line will appear over their head. Yeah, what I talked about in the first battle. Direction of visible enemy location, depending on the color. Blue line. Okay, blue is they haven't spotted you. Yellow means they have. Okay. Red line firing. Green, enemy is busy reloading. We use sight lines as a guide when attacking or when used in a position. Be safe from attacks. Okay, now that we got an obvious big ass target there.
Right there!
Jeez.
All allies have been
Okay.
taken out.
Anyway. Oh, now we got another tank there. Great. I don't want to move too far because I do want to like block or use as a block of attack. So we'll leave that there. I'm probably not doing my best here. I usually do better when I've actually figured out a couple of turns. Let me see. Let me try. Let me see. Like, I could swear you could.
Let's see how they like these mortars.
Because I could have swore you could reload like your ammo. Whoops. And that's healing. Yeah, I guess I'll just. I could have swore there was like an ability to like refill our ammo, like reload. I guess not. Okay. Anyway.
Now advancing.
I thought I saw the. Whoops. I could have swore I saw the enemy unit like. Nah, nuts. Should we move it?
This position isn't.
Maybe I should move in one of my Raz or something like that. It might be better just to have her evacuate and summon a new Lancer because she wasted all her ammo.
I got this.
Yeah, it's too far away. I wouldn't be able to do that. If I had if I had moved right there, if the tank wasn't there, I would have used the sniper to. And by the way, you don't have to like put everyone in a hidey hole every time. If you can place people properly, you can you'll be fine. So I always wondered maybe I should have held off on finishing the. See why sometimes you might want to move a person strategically and not holding them, because yeah, then the sniper just like blasted him because he kept running through it. So he probably because he didn't see him or something like that. But looks like the enemy only has so many turns. Critical HP and recovery. Units fall to 0. Critical condition. Can't use AP to take actions. If units heavily damaged, try to keep them out of danger. Patrol stationed near an allied camp can get a boost to the amount of HP recovered after each turn. Tanks don't recover HP. Yeah, that's why they need an engineer. They immediately retreat. Yeah, use an engineer to restore their health if they take damage. So.
Enemy sighted.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Counterattack. Follow my lead.
I don't want to do this. He's not doing any damage to me, by the way. I don't think I could have squeezed him through there. I think I can break through. I just have to be careful not to show my butt to him, because then he'll start hitting the engine. No, that's not a good spot.
Let's see how they like it.
And just like I said, just because I aim it at that target doesn't mean I'm going to hit it.
Right there.
I didn't think it was going to.
I hope the treads hold out.
Boo. Yeah, I can't move it anymore, and I can't. The game wouldn't let me break through the So I better not have my butt sticking out. So okay. Engineers, yeah, it talks about how they can repair, resupply. Okay, that's it. I was trying to remember if they were the ones who also did resupplying as well. Yeah, they can heal units who died with grenade or whatever they're called. Vehicle repair kits. Used in target mode. Don't hesitate to use them when the need arises. Okay, so I need to... Grenade, yeah, they help heal units. Switch grenade with square, which we've done that. Okay, so it was... I think she gets... I guess I should move my engineer. Even though I think she got...
Our Imperial friends are in for
Yeah, see, if you run into a unit, it heals them. Well, my tank's fine right now. I could probably just leave her hidden.
Now carry it out.
Okay, now that the Lancer's like restored, okay, I might not use her again because of the ability of Sloppy, where she'll just waste her whole oh, I forgot what it's called when you use your payload. She wastes her whole payload on like one shot, like a moron. Oh, come on, really? Urgh. I'm getting unlucky with these aiming at the back attacks. Like, that's why sometimes you want to just straight up, like, you want to know that this is your target type of thing. But sometimes to get, like, better ranks, sometimes you want to try and guessing that it'll hit, like, in the right spot. See, she's... Come on, man. God, I waste 3 turns on, like, the same target. See, yeah, this is definitely not a S rank battle, that's for sure. Because well, at this point, no reason to not target the tank. Hoorah! Was she?
Nice.
Was she?
Keep up the good work.
Oh, what's the word?
I've got a clear
Was she a
shot at
Marine?
your head.
Okay, wait. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing this fight as well as I usually would in a game. Should I hit that one right there, or? Of course, with the luck I've had with headshots, I'm not sure if I even want to try. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Oh, jeez, I am just getting really unlucky with the with headshots and like that. Like, well, that's why you want to have. And later in the game, you'll get weapons that'll actually let you. I might go ahead and move her back because if she's out in the open, she might. Oh no, that's not good. That sucks. I forgot she didn't have enough AP. She's probably gonna get killed, or she's gonna get shot at anyway. I don't think anyone can straight up reinforcements. Soldiers are not currently deployed or waiting as reserves. Reserve units can be deployed in any reinforcements. Select camp to summon them. They'll come in the next phase. Will be canceled if the camp is taken over before they come here. Yeah, there are some reasons to like remove units or bring them in at certain times. Like if the first half of a map, you might not need like a Lancer, but then the second half you want to summon them at that point, that type of thing. So luckily the enemy only gets 3. Oh, they're not even doing anything. I guess they're putting me on easy mode right now.
Moving out.
Let's go ahead and keep with you. This is a smaller target. Maybe I'll actually hit him this time. Thank you.
Didn't take much.
I'm getting so unlucky with those attacks,
Done
man.
and done.
Maybe I should have brought a scout, or maybe used my scout.
Advancing.
Yeah, let's go and use our tank.
Watch out.
Actually, I want to show you running over an enemy unit. If I have enough AP. I think I should.
Right through.
Do.
They've got you.
I don't think oh, I didn't actually kill him? Oh, in the previous games, you could like kill units by running over them.
Enemy spotted. Commencing attack.
Okay, whatever. And usually one way to help like fight with against people in cover is to use a mortar or grenade to block them out, and then use a character to finish or just finish them off because they'll be weak by that point.
Fire!
In this case, it killed him because he's only a crappy engineer, so you know. Okay, we'll just stop right there. And luckily he's not a Lancer, so I don't have to worry about. Technically, I don't need my Lancer anymore.
Here
right
comes
now.
the pain.
Commencing count.
Dang it! Oh, and I'm not close enough to. Shoot.
Keep calm and move onward.
Oh no! Do I have a grenade? I do. Can I move? Oh no, he just, wow, he has like no move. Or the grenade doesn't have much of a range. Yeah, I'm not close. Assaulters can do damage, but they need to be a decent decently close to do that. How many shots do you? I might just have you try to get to that, even though you're not the best. This is probably one of the main reasons why you might want to use like a scout. Because then they could get, they would have enough AP to get to the target.
Try paying attention.
They would have enough AP to actually get to the camp.
Didn't take much.
That's usually why you want to at least have one scout in the unit. But the scout I have is so far away that there's like almost no point in using him at this juncture.
Moving out.
Might as well just keep using. I mean, you're not gonna have the AP to get there. Grenades. Yeah, crouch behind them. It'll break their cover, so they'll lose all their defense. You can switch it by pressing square. You can only have so many grenades. One per turn. Sandbags are not the only disruptible objects. Yeah, you can destroy like certain walls and everything like that, but probably not good. She's probably doesn't have enough AP to get to the. Oops. Nope. Don't want to do that. Yeah, she's. So was that? So it's probably not even. Yeah, better. I'll just capture the camp on the next turn. Yeah, with you, I kind of probably should have left you out in the open.
Okay, moving out.
Keep firing! They're firing on us!
Keep firing, jerks! Oh yeah, and you can use like the tank to like break like
Right there.
Oh nice, I actually hit him with all bullets. Usually machine gun like bullets from tanks usually aren't very close knit, if that makes sense. Oh, they're not even attacking me, huh? Well, that makes this fight a little bit easier.
Now advancing.
Okay, so now we can actually get her into the capture.
This base is officially ours.
Capture camp. Retreating. No more than 10 foot soldiers can be deployed on a map at once. After that, you're unable to call for reinforcements. Stability out of currently the reserves. Retreat by moving into the ally camp, facing the flag and pressing X. You can also press triangle and command mode to retreat while unit is at camp. This method doesn't it doesn't cost you anything if they do it or if they're already at camp, because then you're just basically swapping out units at that point. But yeah, so camp can still be reserved, but they'll be forced to retreat. You cause and CP at the same time. But now that we're closer, we can actually do a bit better damage to them. But in this case, I don't actually want to. See if I can actually. The tank might be covering him up. Yeah, so the game's not even letting me highlight him, even though it's. Well, it's highlighting him, but it's not letting me. Oh, he's trying to shoot me through the tank, as you can see. But there. Oh no. Oops. I keep pressing the. Yeah, even though I can hit him, the tank's like in such a weird spot that it won't let me Oh, and yeah, he would have... oh, well. Morale boost. Taking down an enemy or capturing an enemy camp can trigger a morale boost. Grants a higher chance of activating potentials. Potentials are the benefits, and then the other stat traits are like the negatives. But yeah, potentials, which means boosted accuracy and stuff like that. Take another action. If the unit is under heavy fire, maybe wise to hold on to the morale boost by not taking any other actions on the turn. Yeah. So I think I can get... oh, I can't? Ah, because you're right outside of that. I was hoping to not waste a item and just get rid of you so I could re-summon you. That's fine.
I got this.
And unfortunately, I don't think I can...
They're firing on us!
I probably should add the tank, because I don't think I can run through that, so... oh well.
I'll rip you apart!
Yeah, I'm not doing very well in this encounter, unfortunately.
Okay, moving out.
Yeah, like wasting my turn with the machine guns. Well, we're gonna kill him if I target the body, so I'm not gonna try and risk headshots on that if I can. Okay, seriously, aim, stop it.
Right there.
Aha. Well, now I can get my units into combat. Defeating leaders. And when leaders defeated, their CP is nullified. Their commander will receive fewer CP at the start of their phases. Both allies and enemies have leaders. Claude, Raz are leaders in Squad E. Keep your leader units protected so they don't lose their CP pool. Like, sometimes it's better just to summon them. And then not use them if you're worried about, like, stuff with certain things. So,
I got
let's see if I can get past you and capture the base. I might have to use another turn on you.
The enemy's firing back!
There we go.
Are the reinforcements?
Hell yeah! This base is mine!
It's ours. Well, we already captured, so you know.
They're too well fortified. Even with the camp, we can't advance like this.
This is bad, Claude. If this keeps up, they'll mow us down.
Come on, let's just go all out and charge them. Better than sitting here and dying, right?
No, a frontal assault is way too dangerous. We have to stand back.
Easy for you to say. Damn, if only we had artillery.
There has to be some way through. Just hang on until I find it.
Until the game tells me otherwise. My story reasons, so. Victory condition has changed to any allied unit reaching the target. So, and now that we've beaten that first half, the first half was like this one. So there will be a lot of battles where you'll have multiple halves of the game. So this one, the first half is taking that, and the second half is taking that. So, but I think we've spent quite a bit of time on a first impressions video. If you haven't already guessed already, because it has just it might not have the same good starting point as the first game, because obviously you're starting already at the war, so there's not like this whole enlisting scene where you're like, oh, you see the horrors of war, we got to enlist to keep going. But yeah, it has a lot. I mean, true, I like it because it has a lot of the same things with the previous game, but I feel like there's going to be just enough different things later on in the game to make it worthwhile, and I'm interested to see how these people get to the Northern Cross and help weaken the Imperials for the Federation to win, you know, on one of the main fronts. So yeah, I definitely suggest checking this out. I mean, I'm going to. I can't really give it a high rating because obviously I haven't beaten the game yet, but I'm already impressed with it so far enough to keep playing for sure. And I hope I gave you folks a good idea. If you want to rent this game yourself, buy it, or if you don't like this type of gameplay, maybe stay away from it, save yourself a bit of money. But either way, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next game.